Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be reacting to this video. It's the satisfying downfall of any uh yeah uh Schumer, I don't know, guys. I don't know. Still hard to pronounce that word, but anyway, um. So by the time I'm recording this, I won't have enough time. Well, so by the time at the time I'm recording this, I won't have time to record another video. That video would have been premiering today, but um, I'm going to try to at least So I'll create. You know what? Actually, yeah, I know. So yeah, I'll make time. I'll try to get time to record um another video tonight. I mean, it's stretching it because it's 9:58, but I think I can do it. Um at the time I'm recording this, it's the day before I will be premiering this video. So I'm gonna be I always premiere, as you got for you to just to know, I always record my videos a day before I release them. So I'm releasing videos every day. I'm recording every day, guys. I'm just releasing them on the day at 4 p.m. Because sometimes when I'm not recording a video, if I'm recording the same day and publishing it the same day, I can't get it out that day because of it's different reasons, but I'll have a lot of stuff going on and stuff like that, and stuff like in July where I'll have other events going on where I'm gonna be somewhere for 4 days, so I'll have to plan ahead, record 2 videos on top of the four. Well, yeah, it's gonna be crazy, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, let's watch the video.
At one point in her career, Amy Schumer was arguably the biggest female comic in the world, selling out arenas and headlining blockbuster comedies. But somehow, in just a few short years, she managed to burn it all down. Her long trail of disturbing and problematic behavior exposed the cracks in the politically correct, woman-empowering feminist image she had worked so hard to build. And it wasn't long before her massive ego and her allergy to taking accountability became more public.
If you yell out, I'll say, throw him out. I'm going to throw him out. Okay, so everybody point to the people booing.
Turning her from an okay comedian to one of the most hated comedians of the modern era in no time.
And that's our extreme dislike for Amy Schumer. God bless. Amy Schumer is like the common evil that unites the world.
Hi, I'm the Internet Anarchist. I create weekly YouTube documentaries, and today we're diving into the self-inflicted downfall of Amy Schumer. How she built an audience of millions with her bold and fearless comedy, only to betray that same audience through hypocrisy and ego. And most importantly, how all of this could have been avoided if Amy had just learned to let go of her pride and stopped playing the victim every time she got called out. Though the only call out I'm interested in is calling you out for not subscribing. So hit that subscribe button and
I recommend. Yeah, I mean, this is a very cool channel, so subscribe if you guys want to. Subscribe to this channel because he creates some cool videos. Yeah, and they're pretty cool. I don't know. Oh yeah, and then I had a new command, so whenever I put a phone on the charger, it will do this. Here, hold up. Here.
You saved my life. Thanks for charging me.
Yeah, there you go. That was yeah. It wasn't usually the original charger charging sound for the iPhone. It was the one where it was saying, "Thank you for charging me." So yeah, it's pretty cool. Anyway.
Let's get on with the video. Now, before everything came crashing down, Amy Schumer was just another aspiring performer trying to make her mark. She actually started out as a theatre actor, but by 2004, she had shifted to stand-up comedy, performing regularly across New York's comedy circuit, including the iconic Gotham Comedy Club. Her first real breakthrough came in 2007, when she appeared on the comedy version of American Idol called Last Comic Standing, where she made it all the way to the finals. This was her first exposure to a national audience, and even though she finished fourth on the show, her confidence and sharp delivery stood out to audiences, helping her earn a regular appearance on Comedy Central. Over the next few years, she gradually built her name on the comedy circuit, as she made guest appearances on various talk shows.
Hi. Just saying hi.
Great to see you.
Great to see you as well. Poor choice of words on his part.
I don't think so. I didn't mind this terminology at all.
And even landed a minor role in the HBO series Girls. But Amy didn't really break into the mainstream until September 2011, when she appeared on the Comedy Central roast of Charlie Sheen.
But no, I mean, Charlie, you get a bad rap, but you're just like Bruce Willis. You know, you were big in the 80s, and now your old slot's being filled with Ashton Kutcher.
Even though she was still a relatively unknown comic at the time, her fearless and unapologetically dark set completely stole the show, becoming the highlight of the episode and racking up over 10 million views on YouTube alone. Riding the wave of this newfound popularity, she dropped her debut stand-up album that same year, followed by a special on Comedy Central in 2012. The success of both these projects helped her land her very own TV show, Inside Amy Schumer, in 2013, which turned out to be another instant hit, earning an 80% fresh rating on Rotten Tomatoes and 7 out of 10 on IMDb. Her bold and unfiltered style of comedy quickly set her apart.
I see some dude in a full blackout just walking at me like a zombie, just pointing at his own dick, like, here. I'm like, I'll get us a cab.
She often tackled taboo topics like sexism, body image, and gender roles with a confidence that few comedians did at the time.
How about just backing off this whole thing for now?
We've been through this a million
I know we've been through it, and I know we have a daughter, okay? I know that. And I love her, but I am so tired. I don't know why, but I am, you know?
And this fearless approach made her a standout voice and established her as a feminist icon in the industry. By 2015, Amy Schumer had reached the highlight of her career, with her big Hollywood debut as a writer and lead in Trainwreck. The movie became a massive box office hit, turning her into a mainstream star and officially making her the highest paid female comedian in the world. But just as Amy reached the height of her fame, cracks began to show in her carefully crafted public persona, and that same boldness that made her a star was about to become the very reason for her downfall. The same year, The Guardian published an article titled "Amy Schumer, Comedy's Viral Queen," and while most of the article celebrated her meteoric rise and comedic success, it also highlighted something that many fans had overlooked until now: her downright racist remarks that went beyond simply making a joke, from calling Latina women crazy to generalizing Latino guys as sex offenders. The article argued how such humor contradicted the progressive feminist image she had built her career on, stating things like, "While there's no denying that Schumer is an incredible talent, the material that doesn't make the next morning's feminist Facebook shares doesn't fare quite so well under scrutiny. For such a keen observer of social norms, Schumer has a shockingly large blind spot around race." While Amy could have gracefully apologized for these jokes, she flat out rejected any criticism, posting a tweet that read, "I am a comic. I enjoy playing the girl who time to time says the dumbest thing possible, and playing with race is a thing we are not supposed to do, which is what makes it so fun for comics. You can call it a blind spot for racism or lazy, but you are wrong. It is a joke and it is funny. I know that because people laugh at it. This defense did little to soften the blow. Fortunately for her, these allegations ended up being little more than a dent in her seemingly invincible career. However, the same couldn't be said about her next controversy, which began on January 19th, 2016, when comedian Wendy Liebman posted a tweet accusing Amy Schumer of stealing one of her jokes, stating, "Between Amy Schumer doing one of my best jokes on her HBO special and this meme of my joke, I'm done with social media." She also linked a clip to the joke she was referring to.
Maybe I'm old-fashioned, but I like it when the guy pays for sex. I mean that.
I am a good person, I swear to you. Like, I'm very old school. I think the guy should always pay on the first date for sex.
And while several fans initially came to Amy's defense, calling it a coincidence, the undeniable similarity between the two jokes quickly sparked a debate online. Things got even worse for Amy when, not long after, another comedian named Kathleen Madigan also called her out, implying that she had stolen material from her as well. And within hours of these accusations, a viral video compilation began circulating online, giving concrete proof of just how much Amy stole from fellow comedians, including Madigan.
So I get why poor people are fat. But Oprah, you're a billionaire. You have enough money to pay a man to stand there and literally slap shit out of your hand before you put it in your mouth.
Slap Chef.
Slap Chef? What's that?
It's a new weight loss program that takes decision-making out of the equation.
How does it work?
First, one of Slap Chef's world-class chefs makes you one of their signature dishes. Then, before you can say Slap Chef, they knock it out of your stupid mouth. Slap Chef.
Tammy Pescatelli.
Right? That's why men, if we love you, we dress you for other women too. That's why we dress you stupid. Because we want another woman to look at you and go, he's cute, but I can't fix all of this.
You dress him like that so nobody else wants to have sex with him. That's cool.
And Patrice O'Neal.
You have a gorilla master? Gorilla master? That's it. You come in the face, right? And then take some pubic hair and throw it at her.
There's the Abraham Lincoln. That's where the guy trims his pubes, comes on the girl's face, and then throws the pubes so she has that facial hair.
When played side by side, these jokes seem almost identical and far too similar to be brushed off as a mere coincidence. As the backlash got worse, Amy appeared on the Jim Norton advice show to defend herself.
I'm being accused of stealing jokes, and I wanted to come and talk to you about it and clear my name because I would never ever do that, and I never have.
She claimed that she'd never seen the work of the comedians she was accused of copying.
Kathleen's a great comedian. I have never seen one of her specials. I had never heard her do that joke. I didn't know Wendy till I got older. I never would have seen her stand up in the 90s, but I love her.
And even suggested that these female comedians were simply jealous of her success.
I don't think it's personal. I think it's just hard to see someone doing well, and maybe they pick, maybe Tammy pictured a different life for herself and a different outcome, and then so to see someone who's succeeding.
This was one of, if not the worst response she could have given in this situation. Even outright admitting to stealing would have been less destructive to her reputation. And as you might imagine, most people did not buy a word she said. The video evidence was crystal clear, and her defensive tone only made things worse for her, with commenters stating, "Listening to this made me sick. There is no doubt she stole those jokes," as well as, "Wow, she's unbelievably full of herself now." So many points in this interview are obviously BS. Tammy Pescatelli also called out her hypocrisy more directly, stating, "What has always been amazing to me is that she purports to be a feminist and yet only steals from other female comedians. If we call her on it, we are jealous or career shamed. We want you to do well. Just do it with your own material." Following this debacle, Amy's once untouchable reputation now carried a permanent stain, and her image as comedy's feminist hero was starting to crumble. With her mask beginning to slip, people also started revisiting Amy's older material, and what they uncovered would mark the end of any support Amy had left. Like back in 2014, when Amy shared a personal story about an intimate encounter she had with a man named Matt, while speaking at the Gloria Awards and gala, stating, "His face is kind of distorted, and his eyes seem like he can't focus on me. He's actually trying to see me from the side. He's effing wasted." She then went on to describe the experience in detail, emphasizing how intoxicated he was throughout. At the time, she told the story as part of an empowering speech about finding self-esteem and confidence. But when people revisited it years later, they saw it in a very different light. Many pointed out that the man she described was clearly too drunk to consent, and that what Amy portrayed as an awkward hookup actually sounded like something far more serious. With the post reading, "He was in no position to consent, and he was clearly impaired going by that description. She definitely essayed him. So she took advantage of a man who was drunk. Does she not see a problem with that?" For many years, Amy had publicly condemned sexual misconduct and positioned herself as a vocal supporter of the Me Too movement. So to hear her openly joke about a situation that exposed the very behavior she criticized felt not only disturbing but disgustingly hypocritical. She was a very vocal supporter of the movement when it was gaining popularity, which means she's both a racist and a hypocrite. Unfortunately, this wouldn't be the last time Amy Schumer shamelessly contradicted the very values she claimed to stand for. In fact, this pattern of hypocrisy can be traced throughout her entire career, including when Glamour magazine featured Amy's name on the cover of a special plus-sized issue alongside Ashley Graham, Melissa McCarthy, and Adele. The issue was meant to celebrate women who were chic at any size, but Amy had a major problem with being labeled as plus size, writing, "Plus size is considered size 16 in America. I go between a 6 and an 8. At Glamour Mag put me in their plus size only issue without asking or letting me know, and it doesn't feel right to me." She also implied that it could potentially impact young girls negatively, and while a portion of her audience supported her, others sensed inconsistencies in her argument. If there's nothing wrong with being plus sized, why would it be potentially harmful for young girls? Fat is beautiful. Don't call me fat, you fat shamer. Even Ashley Graham, who was also named along with Amy in the magazine, criticized these contradictions. "I can see both sides, but Amy talks about being a big girl in the industry. You thrive on being a big girl, but when you're grouped up in with us, you're not happy about it." That to me felt like a double standard. Though Amy later responded to Ashley's criticism, saying, "I totally understand Ashley's feelings. I don't group myself in with her because she is unbelievably beautiful." Her comment once again dodged any real accountability, and this moment perfectly sums up a repeating pattern in Amy's career. Whenever she's called out, instead of reflecting or owning up to her contradictions, she deflects the blame to protect her public image and ultimately her massive ego. This pattern was on full display in 2016, when, just weeks before the presidential election, Amy was performing a stand-up show in Tampa, Florida, and things took an unexpected turn. In the middle of her set, she stopped the show to single out an audience member who supported Donald Trump, mocking him in front of the crowd.
Just so you know, I appreciate you coming up. I am in no way trying to shame you.
I mean, I remember that election. I mean, see, that was kind of useful. I mean, that's wrong. That's very wrong. I mean, but the person who she was voting for didn't even win. Not to be, like that. Not to, be controversial or anything, but, yeah. I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, she's calling somebody. Yeah, that's wrong. Yeah, no, Donald Trump ended up winning that year, but anyway, that's beside the point. That's wrong. Anyway.
Okay, you can go sit down. So thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, so we won't put any more into it. I really appreciate that. That was just cool to hear what one guy who doesn't seem like a psychopath, why he would want to vote for that orange.
I'm honestly surprised how she still had her own show by then, because yeah, she was so controversial.
Assaulting.
Let alone our own stage.
Fake callers started.
Her comments immediately caused boos from Republican supporters in the audience. But instead of moving on, Amy doubled down, launching into a long political rant that only made the crowd angrier.
I like Hillary because I performed at her. I know you're here to laugh, but you know what? You choose your life. You choose the way you want to live your life.
The show ended with over 200 people walking out, many of whom later expressed their frustration on the internet. Hey Amy Schumer, leave the political stuff out of your comedy shows. We came to laugh, not talk politics. We can turn on CNN and NBC for that. You ruined my night. Spent $300 for a comedy.
Sorry about that, guys. But like, I find that funny how you could just do that. Like, turn on NBC, and I don't know, whatever other service I said. Hold up. Oh, I'm gonna go wrong. There we go. Okay.
Later expressed their frustration on the internet. Hey Amy Schumer, leave the political stuff out of your comedy shows. We came to laugh, not talk politics.
Sorry, guys.
We can turn on CNN and NBC for that. You ruined my night. Spent $300 for a comedy show, then you went on a political path that was rude and disrespectful to Tampa. Admittedly, Amy had never shied away from being political in her comedy, but personally attacking a fan during a live performance felt like crossing a line. This one incident once again highlighted her inability to handle criticism or disagreement without lashing out as well. Instead of trying to understand opposing viewpoints, she responded with personal attacks. And in doing so, she reinforced the image of a performer who's more interested in protecting her ego than connecting with her audience. But the real breaking point came just a few months later, with the release of her Netflix special, The Leather Special. The special had massive expectations surrounding it. Amy reportedly signed a $13 million deal, making her one of the highest paid comedians on Netflix to this date. Fans expected something bold and fresh, and for Amy, this could have been the perfect chance to reset her career and finally move past the controversies that had damaged her reputation. But when the hour-long special finally released in March 2017, it flopped hard, receiving thousands of one-star reviews on IMDb. And true to her nature, Amy dismissed all the criticism entirely and started claiming that alt-right haters were the sole reason behind this negative reception, reading, "Anyone who reported that viewers aren't happy with my special, it would have been cool if you did a moment of research before posting. The alt-right organized trolls attack everything I do. And while there might have been a handful of bad faith reviews, anyone who actually watched the special could see that the backlash wasn't just political. The whole thing was just unfunny and had the same tired old jokes about her body and sexual experiences. And if that wasn't bad."
Thing with comedy, I mean, even I know this, and I'm not part of that industry. I'm not part of the acting industry, but I know a lot about the acting industry. So anyway, that's beside the point. Anyway, the thing about comedy is you can't use the exact same jokes if you're a comedian. And because like when you're a comedian, you have to always come up with new jokes, or your audience will eventually get old. You know, the joke will get like stale. Like it's like if you tell your friend a joke multiple times, eventually he's gonna get tired of it. Same thing with audiences. Anyway, I don't know what to talk about, guys.
Bad enough, she couldn't help but steal jokes for this special as well. But even
Oh yeah, and then that's another thing. People hate it when you steal jokes in the industry.
Even after the disaster of her Netflix special, Amy didn't seem to learn from her mistakes. As just a year later, her next big project sparked even more backlash, this time for being tone deaf and hypocritical. Her 2018 film, I Feel Pretty, followed a woman who hits her head during a cycling class and suddenly begins to see herself as stunningly beautiful. What was intended to be an empowering comedy about self-confidence and body image quickly triggered criticism for the exact opposite reason. Many viewers felt the film reinforced harmful beauty standards, suggesting that confidence could only come through delusion. As one baffled viewer put it, did Amy Schumer really think a movie about a woman needing a blow to the head to feel confident in her body would uplift people? So it was no surprise when the movie was slammed by critics, with some even calling it the worst film of the year. However, when asked about the backlash, Amy reached into the
YouTube's Rewind 2018, just doing that. That was also one, not to be off topic or anything, but the worst film of the year, yeah, that's probably true. Worst video of the year, YouTube Rewind 2018. But I can't say that because, I was alive that year, but I didn't see it. I haven't seen any of the YouTube Rewinds. You should go watch that. Anyway.
good old deflection playbook once again. I don't feel the pressure, and whatever they're expecting, it's not my responsibility, so I don't worry about it. Some people really projected what they felt onto it without even that information. The truth is, Amy just can't accept her failures. She's stuck in a never-ending cycle of ego and denial, and by turning her back on the very audience that once rooted for her, she ended up tearing down the foundation of her career. However, while every controversy up to this point had only damaged her reputation, her next public crash out exposed her most disgusting side yet. After the recent Israel-Palestine conflict broke out in October 2023, Amy wasted no time in loudly and proudly declaring her support for Israel across social media, but
keep that stuff to God. Well, she's got to keep that stuff to herself. I don't know. Guys, I have no idea what I'm talking. I don't know anything about this stuff, so don't take my word for it.
But in doing so, she crossed a line that many found unforgivable. For instance, on October 27th, Amy shared a cartoon on Instagram depicting a pro-Palestinian protest, with people holding disgusting fabricated slogans like Gazans Jewish girls only in self-defense, and proud of our rapist martyrs. The post had a shamelessly Islamophobic undertone and immediately sparked outrage online, reading, "Amy Schumer is absolutely pathetic. She's going full-blown racist. She needs to be cancelled. How incredibly racist. This is disgusting. And as a Muslim myself, I am hurt. And by posting a photo like this, she is actively encouraging another race war." But as appalling as that post was, it was one of many. Over the following weeks, several of Amy's social media posts were exposed as nothing more than anti-Palestinian propaganda, spreading misinformation and dehumanizing an entire group of people. And when actor and YouTuber Asia Jackson called her out publicly, saying, "It's so crazy to me how Bella and Gigi had to tiptoe around their statements, and then Amy Schumer is like, Gazans are racist and will still have a career." Amy didn't take it too well. She directly messaged Jackson, accusing her of anti-Semitism and continuing to push her biased narrative. And people were not happy about this one bit, reading, "This blonde blue-eyed millionaire just told a black Filipina to imagine feeling unsafe. Weaponizing anti-Semitism is so vulgar."
That is terrible, honestly.
The reason
I don't know. Yeah, that's very terrible.
"We hate you, Amy," has nothing to do with you being a Jewish person and everything to do with your bigotry. And to make things even more shameful for herself, on another occasion, Amy tried to twist Martin Luther King Jr.'s words to justify her pro-Israel stance. She shared a clip of him speaking against anti-Semitism completely out of context.
"My Jewish brothers and sisters said to me amid anti-Semitism anywhere, we don't need your support. We have enough Jewish power to deal with this problem ourselves. I would still take take a stand against anti-Semitism because it's wrong, it's unjust, and it's evil.
This instantly backfired when Dr. Bernice King, Martin Luther's daughter, personally called her out for misrepresenting her father's words. He also believed militarism, along with racism and poverty, to be among the interconnected triple evils. I am certain he would call for Israel's bombings of Palestinians to cease, for hostages to be released. At this point, Amy's hypocrisy had come full circle. The same racist undertones that were first called out nearly a decade ago in the Guardian article have now evolved into blatant bigotry, fully exposing the truth behind her so-called progressive persona. What began as mild criticism of a few off-color jokes had snowballed into a pattern of arrogance, ignorance, and deep-seated prejudice. And the same pattern eventually destroyed everything Amy had once built. The complete failure of her most recent film, Kinda Pregnant, only serves another nail to that coffin, and the proof that whatever connection Amy once had with the audiences is now completely gone. In the end, Amy Schumer's downfall wasn't the result of bad luck, cancel culture, or internet hate. It was the inevitable outcome of a woman who refused to listen, who cared more about protecting her fake public image than growing from her mistakes, and only if she'd learned to take criticism instead of deflecting it, Amy Schumer's story could have ended very differently, just like Morg's, who refused to grow up with his audience and ended up losing everything. Click the video on screen to find out more.
Morgan's too kiddish. Anyway, yeah, no, I agree with his message. I agree with the internet. I'm good. This is, I don't know. If he just like, I don't know, but like what he said, I mean, I agree with, because I mean, yeah, she made some bad decisions, and she messed up her career. But yeah, I don't know. She messed up her career though, so yeah. I don't think I have enough time to record another. We'll see. I actually, yeah. Hold up. Yeah, I think I have enough time. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out, homies.